Today we are going to make a Christmas tree for our BlocksCad project. And this is an example of it. It is not a project listed in your project page, so you need to go into a project and make a new one. So go under the word project, go to new, and you can name it tree. First thing, we're going to pull out a cylinder. And I like to render first. See what it looks like? All right, so wrong color and wrong size. We are making the base of the tree. I like to make whatever is on the ground first. So what we need to change here is the color. Go into transforms, pick a color block, and let's pick a brown. And then we need to make the radius smaller. So I'm going to try 5 and hit render. I think that looks pretty good. Looks good, so I'm going to save it. Next, we want to do another cylinder to start the bottom of the tree. So go into 3D shapes, get a cylinder. For this, though, we want to have the bottom wider than the top. So we need to unlock the radius 1 and radius 2. So in the middle of the cylinder is a padlock. So click on the padlock to unlock it. So I'm going to make radius 1 15, and radius 2 I'm going to make 0. I'll keep the height of 10, and then I will render it. And you can see, first of all, it's pink and it's in the wrong place. So we'll need to make it green and lift it up. So let's go into transforms, get a color block, choose the green that you like, and then we will need to transform it. So go into transforms, translate. We'll need to translate it just up on the Z. So I'm going to put it up 20 for my height and render and see if I like it. And that is too high. So I'm going to go down to 8. Oh, and that looks fine. I'm not sure if it's wide enough because my trunk is really wide. So actually what I think I do is I'll make my trunk a little thinner with 3. And I think that looks better in relationship to the sizes. So that is the first step. So I'm going to hit save. Then we duplicate the bottom part of the tree, 2-finger tap on the translate, hit duplicate, and now we have a second one, and I'm going to translate it up a little higher. So instead of 8, I'm going to go up 20 and render it. Too high again, so now I'm going to go down to 15. And that, I might even go down a little lower. Maybe I'll go down to 12. Yeah, I think that's a little better. And then I'm going to make the radius 1 smaller. I'll make that 12 as well, because the tree gets smaller as it gets higher. And I think that looks good. So now you've got a pattern going. So I can duplicate the second cylinder that I made for my tree. And I can make a third one. So I will need to put the Z up higher. I'm going to try 20 again. That might be a little high, but it's also too big. So I'm going to make it smaller first. So I'm going to make the radius, I don't know, 9. Radius 1. Yeah, and that looks good, except it is too high. So I'm going to try, I don't know, maybe 17. Oh, perfect. And then I'm going to hit save. So there is my tree. Now, if you would like to decorate it, what I'm going to do is put the tree together using a union block in setups. There's a union. I'm not sure if we went over this before. If you click the plus sign, you can get more little sockets. And I'm going to put my tree in there. just the 3 that make the green part. Next, I'm going to right click or 2-finger tap, and I'm going to add a comment. And then I get this question mark. And when I click on the question mark, a box will show up, sometimes above, sometimes below. And I'm going to name it tree. And then I click on the question mark again to make it disappear. Now I can collapse my blocks and I'll know what they are. So when I hit this, double click, collapse block, it's nice and small. So I have more. It's also labeled tree room because that was a pretty big piece of code to add my ornaments. So my ornaments, I'm just going to use spheres. So I'll take out a sphere and render it. And now I can see that's way too big. So I'm going to make it a radius of 1. A little too small. Radius of 2. That looks good, but it's under the trunk. It might still be a little too big, but now I need to move it. So I'll go get a translate. And I'll move it up on the Z. I'll go up 12. And now you still can't see it because now it's inside my tree. So if I look at this and I look at the red lines, the X. So if I want to move it out on the X, I'm going to move it out 8. We'll see if I can see it. Oh, I can almost see it underneath. So 8 wasn't enough. So I'm going to go 10. Nope, not. Oh, 10 didn't hold. I'm going to move it up just a little bit so it's in one section. I'm going to take this 12. I'll make it, well, I did 14. I was going to do 13. All right, that looks good. And I can zoom in. Maybe I can go 13 would be better. Yeah, it looks fine, I think. Yeah, that looks fine. And then you can put a couple more. You can duplicate this and move them around if you want. Change the color of your ornaments by getting a color block. And you can change the size. I might make that a little bit smaller. Yeah, I think that looks better. And then I could duplicate this. And then all I have to change is the translate. So I might move one on the Y. Maybe about 8. See where that ends up. Okay, a little too far out. But now it's too far out on the X because the tree goes in a little bit. So I might take my X and put it to 8. A little too far. I mean, not, yeah, a little too far. So I'm going to take it as a 6. Yeah, and that looks good. So after you add some ornaments, you can save, and you only have to add a couple. This was project should only take about 15 minutes at the most. We were just experimenting a little today. So hope it works out well for you. Thanks. Bye.